Hey, James here, and yeah, I'm recording again. Been a bit. Haven't been really making videos. I'm sorry about that. I've been worried about recording because my computer is just breaking on me so often, and I have to replace this thing soon. But like a few days ago, Death Battle released a little teaser trailer for the second half of Season 8. And since, why the fuck not? I was going to do this before, but I ended up canning that episode. Let's look at what Season 8 might be. Making a second half Season 8 prediction, and now that we have basically the knowledge on every episode but two, and one that we don't know is the season finale, but it's kind of obvious what it'll be, so we really just don't know one. But I thought it'd be fun to make a quick little video of my predictions for what the second half of Season 8 will be. The last 8 episodes of the season before we go into 9, and hopefully we don't have to do as much waiting for Season 9. Excuse me. Because we've done a lot of waiting this season. Like, Jesus Christ. But, yeah. And I have thumbnails on my phone I'm going to show because I don't really know how to do proper edits. And only like the first 4 thumbnails are mine, the rest are by other people, and I will credit them. I'll name the creator of it and where I got it from, so you can look on your own. You can look for it yourself and check out more of their own thumbnails. I don't post mine anywhere, so yeah, maybe I should get a DeviantArt, and that comment was already cursed. Okay, whatever. But let's get the obvious one out of the way. Episode 148, aka episode 9 of the season, Batman vs. Iron Man. This one we already know, and I already did my own predictions of the episode. And but we did get a bit of a sneak peek at what it's going to be. It's going to be a sprite episode with some hand-drawn elements, and it looks good from what we've seen. Not a big fan of Tony's voice, at least when comparing it to Iron Man vs. Tony Stark. Iron Man vs. Lex Luthor back in Season 2, I think that voice is just better. But this one's isn't bad, and I'll probably get used to it. I'm not a fan of the Iron Man sprite that we saw. I don't like it. It feels like too brightly colored when comparing it to the background and Batman sprite. Maybe it'll be something I'll get used to, or maybe all the other suits will just look so fucking different, it's not gonna matter. But really hyped for that. More so hyped that Death Battle's returning, but I think it'll be a good episode, and that's all that matters. We haven't had a bad episode this season, so there's that. Next up is the 149th episode, or the 10th episode of the season, Dio vs. Alucard. I'm gonna say Alucard. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus Hellsing. Now, many people are saying this is going to be the 150th birth episode, and I hope not. I think I've gone on record saying this a few times. Maybe I only did in the video that's not going to be uploaded because it was bad, but I don't think this will be the 150th first episode, and I think that will be a Pokemon episode. The reason why people are thinking it'll be 150th first episode, that's a mouthful for me with my speech impediment. The reason why people think that'll be the 150th first episode is because that will be the only episode in Halloween that's not an already confirmed episode and its placement. I think, well, yes, it would be cool if we got Dio vs. Alucard in Halloween. We got 2 Halloween-themed episodes last year during October. While it's a big loss, I'm okay sacrificing Dio vs. Alucard being the Halloween episode this year for a Pokemon episode for the 150th fucking I hate to speak that. The 150th first episode to get like a Pokemon episode, because, you know, 151st Pokemon, the first 151, I think that would be better. Because we can get like Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees next year during October. This is a one-type opportunity to get a Pokemon episode on the 150th first episode. And I rather sacrifice the Halloween episode than lose the Pokemon one. That's just me, but I'd rather do that, and probably can guess the bias. probably can guess the bias. I was gonna just look at my channel name, but still, I'd rather get that. But we did get teased of Alucard, even though this matchup has been teased twice before that. The first time was in John Talbane vs. Saberwolf, and the second time was in Dr. Doom's rundown. I think it was Doom's. It was Lex or Doom. Pretty sure Doom, but I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. So this is already ones like we know we're gonna get this season. Why try to fucking hide it? But I think this will be a really good episode. It's definitely a very hyped matchup, and there's a lot of debate on it. I'm gonna go in more detail on all these matchups when they're like announced, or at least go in detail on these matchups, like the connections and who I think will win, all that, when I do like my prediction for the episode. So yeah, Dio vs. Alucard, and then the 150th episode, or the 11th episode of the season, Macho Man Randy Savage vs. Kool-Aid Man. This is one we already know. We already were announced that episode during the fucking the RTX panel for Death Battle. Like, that was already teased that it's gonna be the 150th, not first, episode, and also the first October episode. We already know it's gonna involve Boomstick's dad, so I'm hyped about that, and we actually got a bit of a sneak peek for this episode in the in the teaser. And it's gonna be a hand-drawn episode, and it looks amazing. And the voice acting, while we only got Macho Man saying, "Oh yeah," it looks good. And I'm gonna watch some wrestling videos of Macho Man and some Kool-Aid commercials leading up to that episode. Hopefully I will. To kind of get a better understanding on them. Especially Macho Man, because I know shit about Randy Savage, or WWE as a whole. Next episode, the 150th first. An oddball one, but hear me out. Ash Ketchum versus Lucy Arpelia. That showing well, I don't fucking know. Now, the reason, Pokemon versus Fairy Tail, by the way. But the reason why I think this will be the 150th first episode is because, like I already said, a Pokemon matchup. I feel like that's just fitting for the 150th first. And also because Pokemon does kind of have a legacy with the creators of this show. Or at least some, like, with their childhood. So I do think it's highly possible that we will get a Pokemon episode this season. But this has also been a long time request since Season 1. They did it as a Death Battle cast and showed a lot of interest in it. And I had another reason. Why am I blinking on the other reason? I don't fucking know. Oh, fuck yeah! Many people might say that Ash vs. Yugi is the most likely Ash matchup. And I highly doubt that. Because, don't quote me on this, I read this in a comment section for, I think an Ash vs. Lucy fan trailer. But basically it was that, they said that, and again, don't quote me on it, I didn't fact check this, but they said that the cast said they did not like Ash vs. Yugi, which, for very good reasons. Ash vs. Yugi is not that good of a matchup. It relies heavily on that kind of feeling of you're with your friend on the playground in elementary and you're arguing what's better, Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! When you really look at the franchises, they got barely anything in common. Like, the most they have in common is, and this is all they have in common, Summoners. That's fucking it. Like, Summoners, that's like a sport. That's all those two shows really have in common. And then with Ash and Yugi, the only things they really have in common are just fucking spiky-haired pro-tags of these shows that summon. Ash vs. Lucy is just a far better matchup. It has legitimate connections. Like, much more connections, too. And it's also a long-time request. It's been more popular than Ash vs. Yugi, and it's shown more interest in it from the cast. So, I think it does have a good chance of being the 150th first episode. I know, like, there's two other ones that have a high chance, being the Johto Starter Battle Royale, which I also would love to see. That would be fucking cool. But also the Pikachu versus Jibanyan. Because that matchup is older than Star vs. Steven. It is a fairly popular one. and I do think it does have that chance of happening. Again, Yokai Watch and Death Bell would be pretty cool. But Ash vs. Lucy was my pick because in Cass episode, I didn't watch this Cass episode, or if I did, I missed this statement. But apparently the team said if they're doing another Pokemon episode, they want it to be more like a nature documentary. So, I don't know if that means Pikachu vs. Vanian. I don't fucking know. But, yeah, Ash vs. Lucy for the 151st episode. And the rest of these are not made by me. This first thumbnail is made by Worthy Boy K on DeviantArt. And that is Korra vs. Delson. Avatar vs. Infamous. Now, Korra was one of the characters that was teased. The rest of these are just characters that were teased and the season finale, so. And Korra has two likely opponents. One is Rey from Star Wars, and the other is Delson from Infamous. And I'm not too sure, no one really is sure on what will be the matchup that we're going to get. Because both of them are fairly popular, and probably Korra's most requested. Personally, I would want Rey. I prefer Korra versus Rey. I know shit of Delson, but another reason why is because I think more people... I need a drink of water. Fucking A. I don't talk a lot. But I think more people would want Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer than Korra versus, what the hell, Delson as the Infamous rep. So, but Korra versus Delson is the most requested Korra matchup, or at least more, like the people that want that are more louder than the Korra versus whoever the fuck else fans. Rey is another highly popular matchup for Korra. Rey from Star Wars. And again, while I like Rey versus Korra more than Korra versus Delson, we had a Star Wars episode this season with Yoda versus King Mickey. So that's kind of like, I'm unsure. But at the same time, I think it would make more sense to do Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer than Korra versus Delson for Infamous. I decided to go with Korra versus Delson on here, but I'm hoping it'll be Rey versus Korra instead. I like that matchup. Next one, the thumbnail is also made by Worthy Boy K on DeviantArt. Akuma versus Shao Kahn. Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Akuma and Korra are the most unsure on who their opponents are. Akuma is definitely more unsure on who the hell he's fighting. Oh, excuse me. But there are a few decently requested ones that are up in the air, and God, what the fuck's wrong with me? Sorry, excuse me, but the ones that I see most requested and the most debate on for Akuma for Death Bell is some guy from, I think, Fist of the North Star. I'm not too sure. Taiwan from Kung Fu Panda, which, no, that is not happening. Not even in this season, just in general. Garo, is that his name, from One Punch Man, the hero killer? And then Shao Kahn. I decided to go with Shao Kahn for this prediction for a few reasons. One, I think Goro, or the One Punch Man guy, started to become more popular once we got season 2 of One Punch Man, which was last year. So, not too sure on that. Well, I guess I shouldn't say last year. That was like 2019, but whatever. It's definitely not going to be Taiwan, because, one, we already got a Kung Fu Panda episode this season, and that itself is already a fucking insane feat. I doubt they would do another Kung Fu Panda matchup in the same fucking season. Like, no one was expecting Poe. But, and then the Fist of North Star guy, I just don't know who the hell he is. So I didn't really go with that. But Akuma vs. Shao Kahn, the main reason why I went with this is because this is a highly requested matchup, and the Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat rivalry is the biggest fighting game rivalry. So it makes sense to do that. And I'm excited for that, just because we haven't seen... Both of these characters kind of got pretty meh episodes, and more so limited because of when they came out. Like, Akuma was from the second episode of the entire series. And fucking Shao Kahn was from the second episode of season 2 in a very meh episode. And I think these two do deserve to be brought back, to be put in like a better episode. It might be Akuma versus not Taiwan. What the Shang-Chi? Is it? No. Shang Tsung might be a rematch of that, but I highly doubt they'll go with that. And I highly doubt they would do 2 rematches in the same season. Plus, I don't think anyone's really asking for a rematch of that episode. People are probably requesting matchups for those characters, but not against each other again. So, and again, the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat rivalry, these 2 characters have been pinned up many times in matchups, so it makes sense. Episode 15 is made by Trigger17 on the Death Battle fandom. Madara versus Aizen, Naruto versus Bleach. And I'm gonna be fully honest, this is the episode I am least excited for out of everything that we got teased. This is the episode that people seem to be most hyped for. I am the least excited for it. Not because I'm against the matchup. Not at all. The reason why I'm the least excited for it is because, one, I am very tired of Naruto and Death Battle. We just had too much of Naruto. And I get it, it's a very big franchise, but in my opinion, we went from we had none in season 1, then we got an episode in season 2, nothing in season 3, and then we got Naruto back in season 4, which was good. Naruto was kind of absent from the show for years. Then we got another episode in season 5, which is fine. We got another episode in season 6. And then another episode in season 6. We got 2 in season 6. And then season 7, we got 2 again. I kind of think that's kind of oversaturating Naruto. Like, 2 in season 6 is already kind of pushing it. It's not... I don't think it's a big enough franchise to warrant that. Franchises, I think, are big enough to have 2 episodes in one season, at least, is Marvel and DC. Just because those universes are so fucking vast. And Naruto, I do not think falls into the category of being worthy of that shit. And especially when you do it, like, 2 in one season. Yeah, that's... If we got, like, 1 season without Naruto, and then the season afterwards we got another one, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, a season or 2 without Naruto, perfectly fine. I think that's a good break from the series before we really get back. So hopefully we won't get any in season 9, and maybe season 10. I don't care if we get one season 10 or not. I need another drink, Jesus. I'm doing this all in one take. But another reason why I'm not really excited for it is because of the fucking debate around this shit. I don't know shit about the Naruto or Bleach scaling. If I had to guess anything, my guess would be that the top tier Naruto characters are at, like, moon level because of Naruto's moon slicing feat. And, you know, scaling and shit. And then, Bleach scaling is, like, continent, country, whichever one's higher. I know there's, like, uni debate for fucking Bleach. Which, I don't know shit about Bleach, but I hear that shit's very stretchy. Like, you are really stretching the argument for a uni Bleach character. So, I don't know. I really don't know. The debate for this has been, like, very fucking chaotic. It's not something like Dio versus Alucard, where it's very, like, it's up in the air. It is very close. With, fucking Madara versus Aizen, the debate for that is just chaotic. And I hate it. Also, we joke that Star vs. Steven would be the toxic episode of the season, because fucking Steven Universe fanbase, Star versus fanbase, you kind of mix those together, you're not going to get a good time. But it was weirdly chill, and it was Link versus Cloud that was more controversial because of the one guy, fucking Trap Brothel, whatever the hell he was. Madara versus Aizen, looking on the Death Battle Reddit, this shit's already controversial! Like, people were fucking memeing that Death Battle likes to screw over Naruto characters and purposely make them lose. So, I'm already fucking terrified for the fucking toxic comments for this episode. So fucking yeah, I'm not too thrilled to see that. That's part of why I put second to last. I kind of just put it there because I think the other two, the Korra's and Akuma's matchups, those will likely just come before Madara vs. Aizen, because Madara vs. Aizen will either be the next episode and we'll just not have a Pokemon episode, the 151st, or it will be the second to last episode of the season. I am scared for either. The day that episode's announced, God, it's gonna be hell in the fucking community. Anywho, last matchup, the season finale, thumbnail by Granbull on DeviantArt. Galactus is a Unicron, Marvel vs. Transformers. It's fucking obvious. This is one of the most, I think it's the most requested matchup. Like, Thanos vs. Darkseid overtook it for a little bit during season 5 with Infinity War. Yeah, Infinity War. Excuse me. But before that, it was the most popular, it was the most requested matchup, and it's continuing to be the most requested matchup. It's also a long time request, ever since season 1. It's been an episode that Ben Chad, I guess at a panel at RTX, I think 2016, if I had to guess, I'm not sure. They confirmed that this will be an episode one day, they just don't know when. So this seems just like the perfect time to do it. And have these Planet Eaters go at it. I don't care about this matchup. I'm not knowledgeable on these characters. But I am excited to see it, so that the people who wanted this matchup for years have been waiting for this announcement for 10 years, so they can be happy and get the matchup they've been requesting for so long. That's also going to be that's also kind of the stigma I have with Madara vs. Aizen, where, yeah, I'm not going to be excited for this shit. I'm going to be scared for the fucking debate. But for the people that's been wanting this episode for so long, I'm going to be happy for them. But for me, I just don't care, or I'm going to back the hell away from there as quickly as I could. And I'll just let the people that want it be happy. It kind of works. It's all the matches I don't give a shit about, but I'm not against happening. I'm just happy for people that got it. But if there's other episodes I think are likely to happen this season instead of Ash versus Lucy, and to do a quick little think on what those ones may be. Obvious one, Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer. If we're gonna get Ray versus Korra instead of Korra versus Delsin, we are getting Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer. It's been a long time request. Ben kind of teased it a little bit, the idea of it, because at least I think he did. I think in a Q&A from one of the Death Battle cast episodes, the Ben and Chad were asked about it, and like some comment said, so when are we getting Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer? And Ben's like, well, let's go on and talk about the community Death Battle. I think he did the same for fucking Galactus or Unicron, or maybe it was just Galactus Unicron. I'm just remembering wrong. I don't know, but I think if we're not getting Korra versus Delsin, we're going to be getting that matchup. And while I'd rather have Ash versus Lucy, I'll be happy for the people that want that matchup. I'll be a bit disappointed, but I'll be happy for those who wanted it. And I know shit about those characters. Another one is Master Chief versus Samus Aran, because Haloid was the biggest inspiration for Death Battle. So, and to also honor Monty Ohm, since we're not going to be getting Ruby versus Maka, I think now's the time to do it. And again, while I would be disappointed we're not getting Ash vs. Lucy or any Pokemon matchup for the 151st, I will perfectly be okay with that if it's like, if it's fucking Master Chief versus Samus Aran, because that's just, well, I was not there for when Death Battle kicked off or when that video came out all those years ago. I just didn't know about that shit at the time. I do have that respect, and Monty Ohm, I do have that respect for him, even though I really only started knowing about him probably a good few years after he died. I had another one in mind for what I thought could be like another episode this season. I think it was the Pokemon matchups I already mentioned, the Johto Royale and the Pikachu vs. Banyan. Another one that might be, even though I highly doubt it, Juggernaut versus Hermione, since that's been a long time joke. But that would have been a DBX, and I'm surprised they didn't do that as a DBX when they even teased it. They did tease it for a DBX, but maybe it'll be a death battle. Even though we are getting Macho Man versus Kool-Aid Man, so we already had the joke episode covered. I don't know. It'd be cool to get it, but, you know. Another one's Goku vs. Superman free, and God, no. If we have to have that matchup rematched, I think the time to do so is either when Dragon Ball finishes, which is when the sun explodes, or like 10 years after Goku vs. Superman, the first one. Not as a milestone episode, not... if it's... I'm trying to think here. Because I'll say, like, maybe for the 200th episode, but I think the 200th episode should either be Master Chief versus Samus, or Ruby versus Maka. Preferably Ruby versus Maka, because Ruby should be wrapped up by then, and Ben promised that episode to him, so it would make sense, and I think that's the best time to do Ruby versus Maka. But, maybe, I don't know. Like, 10 years after the first Goku vs. Superman, because there'll be so much for Goku, and so much more for Superman. I don't want it to happen. God, no. I don't want to hear that debate. And the fucking Dragon Ball fans. And the fucking shitty jokes. But, if we had to do it, that would be the time. But, ads keep playing while I'm just trying to have music play. But, yeah, that was my almost 30-minute long prediction video. Will this be... Well, I was going to say, will these happen? Many of them, yeah, because we already fucking know a good amount. We already know, basically, a combatant for every episode. We know 4 of them already. We know half of the season. We don't know who 2 characters' opponents will be. Wait, shit, hold up. We know 1, 2... Okay, they basically told us 4. We have a good enough understanding on 1 more. And then we know 2 characters, we just don't know who they'll be fighting. And then we have 1 mystery. But, yeah. I do hope you guys did enjoy this little video. I don't really have anything else to say. But, yeah. Peace!